Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, and I'm excited to have Doug Gormley here. He is the lead bike instructor for Deer Valley. Welcome, sir, to the show.
Thank you.
Terrific to have you. I have had the opportunity on a couple occasions with Bike Dealer Camp to see that Deer Valley's commitment to biking is impressive. And it brought people from all over the country, if not the world, to check it out for Bike Dealer Camp. And now you guys have continued that with adding new trails and again, inspiring more people to come. It's amazing what you guys have done. Opening new ones this year, again.
Absolutely, yeah. We are continuing to expand on our bike offerings. We're really excited. We put in a new trail, Holy Roller, last season.
That's right.
That's a green trail, and it's finally complete. It was such a long trail and just kind of winding down the mountain. It is complete. The lower section that wasn't open last year is now open, and it is a blast. And the really, really exciting one we have this season is a new Black Diamond Jump Flow Trail, and it is going to be exciting.
Black Diamond Flow Trail. This thing, as you told me, I want to put it in, see if I can put it in your words. You're at the top of this thing looking down, and it looks like an amazingly large BMX track.
Yeah, it's impressive. Yeah, BMX or almost a motocross track. It is a big flow jump line. The cool thing is it's a wide trail. It's beautifully manicured, but it has some amazing jumps on it. Very exciting.
I'll say. People who like to get air, and there's plenty of them, are going to really love this one.
Absolutely. I think Tidal Wave was a really popular one that brought a lot of people back to Deer Valley, a blue flow jump trail. This one's the next step. So if you were kind of having fun on Tidal Wave, but you wanted the next thing, this is definitely going to be it.
How many people a day are usually typically getting up here and hitting these trails?
It varies depending on the time of the year. July and August are definitely our busiest months.
Sure.
We've had a really good opening. We had some days of like 300 or so people up on the mountain. Okay. So it does vary. July and August are definitely our most popular. We do stay open through September, and the temperatures get cooler. We do get a lot of people riding up there as well.
Wow. So busy. Certainly, it's growing in popularity, is to say the least. The case, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you still see that where there's growth in that industry, and the fact that people are really loving to ride on mountains. Huge growth.
We've got days. The great thing is we've continually had to expand. So not only in our trails, but with our lift system to accommodate. We don't want lift lines up at the mountain, and as we kind of offered new trails, people were flooding the mountains, and so in order to handle the uphill capacity, because we have a huge trail network, the trail system can certainly handle it, but we've been putting trays on most of our chairlifts that allow us to try to keep lift lines nice and reduced, but we were all of a sudden put new trails in, and the crowds were there.
Wow, that's exciting. This, for a lot of people, they think, well, it's great for adults. We're thinking, that other age group, 18 to 35, something like that. This really, you've set this up just like you have with everything else at Deer Valley. Children to seniors, right?
Absolutely. I think that is one of the most exciting parts about our work with Gravity Logic, who is the company that's come in from Whistler to help expand our bike offerings. One of the biggest things are these flow trails, and especially our green flow trail. It allows for younger to older riders. I think any person interested in biking and mountain biking should come up and try it. It is for everybody. With the right bike equipment, some coaching, and then the right trails, which we're putting in now. It is honestly, if you've ever even entertained the thought, you should come up and try it.
Coaching is an important part of this. You are an instructor, and we don't really necessarily think, well, I need a bike instructor, because, well, of course we think about it with skiing a little bit. But the truth is, to really manage these types of runs, these trails, you actually could do very well by having a coach.
Yeah, it's like we've all grown up. We know how to ride a bike, so sometimes there's not that connection like with skiing. I don't know how to ski. There's nothing I've done similar to it, so I probably should get a lesson. The mountain biking, what's exciting about it is that with some proper technique that is subtly different than just, for example, going out riding your bike down the road or on a gentle path, understanding the stance on the bicycle.
Weighting the tires properly with your body.
Exactly. Right. Proper braking, proper cornering skills. Even with our new flow trails that are quite easy to ride, with that, you're really going to enjoy it. You're going to walk away wanting to do this over and over again. And a lot of people leave the sport because they maybe dabble dabbled in it. They tried it, maybe rode with a friend who just said, hey, follow me down this.
Yeah, good luck, and maybe they fell.
Yeah, and they're terrified to do it again, and that's a shame because I do think the sport is for everyone, and I think it's been a little bit of a sport, like you said, for certain ages and maybe perceived to be wild and crazy, and it really doesn't have to be that way, and coaching is a huge part of that.
That's why we start with the young people. Again, we always come back to the youth. Deer Valley, big on teaching children. So you guys have camps, clinics, the whole 9 yards. Talk about that.
Yeah, so we have a normal everyday offering for kids clinics, and they run from 10 in the morning till 1 o'clock, and those are for beginner to intermediate levels in the afternoon. We offer that same product from 2 to 5, and that's all ability zones. But what we're really excited about this summer is we put in kind of a continuing program to reach out to. There's a lot of families that are here out of town, but are here for good chunks of the summer, as well as a lot of our locals. And what we have is you can buy a 5 punch card and then increase it all the way up into 9. And there's discounting on the rates. It includes our lift ticket, an all-day lift ticket. So your child could actually come up. It's in the afternoon from 2 to 5. It is intermediate riders and above. And they can actually get a lift ticket, and they can ride the whole day if they'd like. But from 2 to 5, they'll be out with a coach. Hopefully we'll get a lot of returning kids, so it'll be a similar group where they kind of meet up with some friends and have a good time, but they're going to receive coaching and continue to expand on their riding skills.
New friends, new skills, new entertainment that's not involving a computer or a screen. I'm all for this. That's ideal. You know, you mentioned something else that was important too, and it's not just certainly technique, having a quality bike. But as you've talked about, this is about enjoying the sport, learning the intricacies of it. This true for children, adults alike. That all is the case. When people are looking to get that instruction, how does that work? Is there an hourly rate? How do you work with the instruction side of it?
We have all different offerings similar to our wintertime products, in that you can come on up if maybe you have a family or you're an individual and you want private instruction. We do offer half-day and full-day private lessons, and then we also offer odd hour if you just want to show up and maybe only want 2 hours. If there's availability, we can set that up. We have clinics for adults during those same times I kind of mentioned with the children. So there's group products, there's private lessons, and then we have a bunch of these programs if you want something that's maybe a little more consistent. And the great thing about those is that they're a little more discounted. We also have a beginner package. If you're brand new to the sport, and we package everything from the lift ticket to the bike rental. For beginners, we do have from 2 to 5 every single day. We have a beginner package, and that's a great way if you're just maybe you've never considered doing it. Come on up, try that. It's a nice, inexpensive way to try the sport out.
Adult Twilight Clinics, another great one. If you want to get out as an adult, we've got just moments left. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we have a Twilight series all through July and August. And we're going to be offering 4 sessions for adults, men's camp and a women's camp, going to be separate. We're really excited about those. They'll run from 5:30 to 8:30 and continue growing your mountain bike skills.
It's going to be a lot of fun for sure. And as you mentioned, there's so many ways to get in a lot of runs. You can ride that bottom half, take a lift part way up, ride some of the top half, take another lift. You can really get in a lot in a very limited amount of time. And of course, your family's going to have a great time. It's all at Deer Valley. If you go to the website, you'll find out more, but certainly get your family outside, especially those kids. Get them out from in front of those screens and onto the real life of the mountain at Deer Valley. Much more to come here on the Mountain Morning Show tomorrow. We'll see you from 7 to 11. Until then, make sure you get outside.